General settings in Blogsy. First, go Settings, General Settings. Here, the first part is for browser options. You can set your home button, and you can also manage your bookmarks. You can add new bookmarks from here. You can also edit the bookmarks from here and delete them. And also by touching Edit, you can move the bookmarks around. And done. Okay, and let me just show you real quick. Let's open the browser. In the browser, you'll see up here the home button. That's what we're talking about. And down here, you will see the plus button to create new bookmarks. So any page you're on, if you hit that, it'll create a new bookmark. And you can order them down here in the settings menu. So let's go back to General Settings. Next one, fetching tags. For WordPress blogs and also some Posters blogs, there's a problem fetching tags. With WordPress blogs, if you have over approximately 6,000 tags, WordPress will not send all those tags. So you'll get an error message. So in that case, you have to turn off tag fetching here. And when you create new tags using Blogsy, Blogsy will remember those tags for you to use for future posts. You just won't be able to fetch your tags because of that error message. Rich side information. You can turn on auto detect. So if you turn on auto detect links, this is an iOS feature. So if you write now a URL, a website address in a blog post, iOS will automatically recognize that and turn it into a link. You don't have to go creating a link for it. And the same thing works with phone numbers, addresses, calendar events. But if you do this and people try to click on it when they're on a desktop, it's not going to take them anywhere. It doesn't work. It's all iOS functionality. And the way Apple has this set up, you can choose none of them. You can choose one of them, or you can choose all of them. You can't choose 2 or 3 of them. Okay, next one. Space after enter. Typical blog HTML is to use a P tag whenever you have a paragraph. But with Blogger, for some reason, they decided to use the BR tag. And the iOS web view, the WebKit in iOS that you're typing on in the rich side, we cannot use the BR tag. But if you're more comfortable with the way the BR tag works and single spacing, you can set it to the division tag method, and that will be closer to what the BR tag is in Blogger. But be careful, make sure you test this first to see that your theme is accepting using the division tag and not having problems with formatting or something like that. You need to test it first. Drag in pixel limit. By default, Blogsy will be set to 500 and long side option will be off. What do I mean by this? Well, let me show you. If you pull in an image, let's pull in an image from Picasa here as an example. If you pull in an image, okay, it's a rather large image here, and let it load. If I double tap, you'll see down here the width is 500. By default, Blogsy is always going to pull in 500 for display size unless the original image is smaller, then Blogsy will use the smaller image. But let's say your blog theme, you always want the images to be 550, or you always want them to be 475. You would have to go through and change all those images to conform to that size that you're trying to set. But if you already know you're always going to be doing that size, then you can set it here to that size. And every time you drag in the image, it'll be automatically set to that size in width if this is turned off. Now if you have this turned on, it will look at the image and determine is it portrait, landscape, or portrait. And it will limit to whatever you have, so 500 here. If it's landscape, it'll limit to 500 in width, and if it's portrait, it'll limit to 500 in height. So that's what that is for. And video drag in pixel width limit. This is the same thing when you pull in videos. By default it will be set to 500, but if you want to have it set to a different size by default, you can do that here. And because video is always landscape, all you have to worry about is limiting the width. Okay, next, the HTML side information. Here you can set the color for the HTML side. By default it will be set to dark, and let me show you this. Done. If I go over here, you'll see it's like a dark charcoal. But if I go to general settings and I change it to bright, go back here, you can see that it's white. It's your choice, what you're more comfortable with. Okay, and general settings. Swiping. As you notice, I'm using 3 fingers to swipe to the HTML side. You can set it to 1 finger, or you can turn it off. No swiping to get to the HTML side. We gave these other options because some people had problems when they used 1 finger and selected text, they would accidentally flip to the HTML side. So we changed it and gave them the option to do 3 fingers or turn it off. And switching button on the dock. Here, down on the dock, you'll see the button right there. You can switch to the HTML side and switch back. So if you want that on, by default, that is on in the general settings. If you want it off, you just turn it off here and that button will disappear. And lastly, the footer message. As you'll see down here at the bottom of this post, when you published a post using Blogsy, if you see this down here, then this will be added to the end of your post, so everybody knows you used Blogsy to post with. And we really appreciate that. We thank you if you use that. But if you don't want to use it, you can tap on it, or you can go through you can get to the same menu by going into the settings, general settings, down here, footer message, and turning it off. You'll see it disappears, or turn it back on. It's there. And you can change the wording of it too. By default, it's posted with Blogsy. You want it to say something else, you can easily change it here. And so that is general settings in Blogsy.